Oh, Mick, I could go on forever with you chronologically here. We need many more hours to do that, and I want to let the audience get involved. But I want to jump forward real quick to an interesting record in the Motley Crue catalog and get your take on it. Mm-hmm. It's a record I get a lot of people that ask me about. It's a record that there's a lot of fans of, but I obviously, because of the timing it came out, it wasn't successful. But the Motley Crue album, the one with John Corabi on it.
Right.
What was your thoughts about that record in that period of time of the band?
I thought that I'll probably get kicked in the nuts for this, but I thought it was like a really great album. It was a great step forward for us. Different style of music. I thought it was much heavier and much more. I don't even know how to say it. It's like the songs sounded more like songs. There was like different parts. There was like a lot of stuff going on. I did a track on that. There was 82 tracks.
82 guitar tracks?
82 guitar tracks.
Wow. What song?
And, good Lord. I don't even remember it. I don't remember the name of it, but it was on there. 82 tracks. Bob Rock had told me, there's 82 tracks. And I'm going, oh, okay. We need more.
Can't do that one live.
No, but it's like little parts, there and there, and you got all this stuff. And we'd actually, digital audio recordings was just coming in DAT, right? Mm-hmm. And we borrowed Bryan Adams' DAT, with about a, 1-inch tape or half-inch tape or whatever it was they're recording on then. And we used all that stuff too, to get all this stuff in. Anyway, long story short, yeah, there was a lot of stuff on there. I thought that album was fantastic.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that love that record, and I think that obviously any band changing a lead singer is a tough thing to do. There's only a handful that have ever pulled it off successfully. Van Halen, AC/DC.
Yeah.
It's very hard to do. It's even harder to do when the singer that's being replaced is still alive. In AC/DC's instance, obviously there was no choice. The band either goes on or ends.
Right.
But in a case with, Van Halen or Motley Crue, Vince was still alive. And it's interesting because you were the guy that fought and found Vince in the band. And at that point, though...
Well, I don't think that truly my real feelings on that is he didn't want to be in the band anymore.
Right.
He was kind of like tired of it or something. I don't know. I didn't want to pick his brain on it. But I can say when Corabi came in, it made the band jump way beyond anybody's expectations back then. The crowds, the fans, everything else, and they were all like, now they get it. Now people see it and they go like, that Corabi album was like really great.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah. And sonically and writing-wise and lyric-wise and everything else, I thought it was. I still think it is.
But it's tough because no matter what you did, whether it was Vince or anybody in that spot, you're dealing with, what was that album, 94-ish, I think?
Somewhere around there, yes.
I mean, as better as well as anybody, no matter how big you were in the 80s. Mm-hmm. A band that made their mark in the 80s, in 1994, no matter who you had singing, no matter who was in the band, unfortunately wasn't going to get a fair shake.
That's true.
I mean, it was just a brutal time for all the bands that came from the 70s and the 80s, for that matter.
Yeah.
And you wonder if that change would have happened at a different time, if it would have been looked at a little bit more objectively. You don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, things need to change it up. Like, how about the Stones in the 70s? It's like they couldn't sell out a phone booth. In the way that I think and I see things, that if any band stays together long enough, right, meaning that their fans are young teenagers having fun and this, that, and the other, and having their babies and having their wives and having their kids and having all this stuff, they come back, in 10, 12, 15 years. Depends on how old they are. And your crowd all of a sudden gets bigger again. If you stuck together, it's all good. Then they're turning their kids onto it. And they're going, wow, this is a great band, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's just my stupid trash can philosophy on stuff. But, it's the way that I see things.
No, it turns over. The generations turn over.
Yeah.
The bands from the 80s are now a new generation's classic rock.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah. I mean, I have a radio show on FM radio too. That's a syndicated show. It's on about 25 cities. It's on in New York. And it's amazing to me because even after all the things I've done, whether it be TV, radio, what have you, it's a battle every week to get program directors to run this 3-hour-a-week show, because they'll have me on as a guest and on their morning show, but they'll look at a playlist and they'll see a Motley Crue song like Hooligan's Holiday that I may have played, right?
Yeah.
We don't know that. That's, we can't run this show. What is that? You know? And it's amazing, that mentality, because it's like there's a whole section of people in their 40s right now that, I'm not saying Hooligan's Holiday, but their song, Motley Crue and so many other bands are that generation's classic rock.
Yeah.
They didn't grow up with Layla.
Right.
They grew up with Live Wire.
Yeah, Live Wire. And,
it's just a generational thing. Do you see a lot of kids at your shows now? Young kids, parents bringing their kids?
Oh yeah.